How a 6-year-old girl, without half her face, is able to smile for the first time. A 6-year-old girl, born without half her face, can smile and laugh for the first time after pioneering surgery in London. Darina Shpengler has returned happily to her native Russia to be reunited with father after a month 11-hour operation at a Great Ormond Street Hospital. Her 3-month stint in Britain is the first in series of operations to give the unique girl the complete face that she has never had. You see, she has learned to laugh, said her proud mother Elena, 47, weeping tears of happiness. "You're so beautiful," said her 49-year-old father, Yury, on a video as he hugged the child for the first time since June. Darina has a rare and possible unique condition that means she was born with no lips or chin, making other children scared of her. In her 6 years, she has suffered acute problems eating and cannot speak appropriately because of her condition, which led some family members to disown her. Her weight is similar to a 1-year-old. Russian doctors recommended that the only hospital in the world for Darina's complex surgery was a Great Ormond Street, and the operation initially costing €67,400 was paid for baby fundraising in her homeland. In a video, surgeons Professor David Dunway and Dr. Nadim Saeed are seen months after completing the marathon surgery. "We've just finished Darina's operation," said Prof. Dunway of the hospital's crane-official unit. "It's been a very long day. I think we've been operating for almost 11 hours. I think we're very happy with the way things have gone. We made Darina a nice little jaw. It's a good position. And we introduced some more skin into her neck." Elena was full of praise for the support for her daughter at the hospital. "Darina spent 3 months with the normal people," she said. "She has received an enormous amount of love from them, from all the people surrounded us this month and who took care of us. They didn't speak a word in Russia, but come just to give a hug and their support. This had to change our daughter completely, and she learned to laugh." Darina is now back at her home in Cypria's Krasnoyarsk region as fundraising starts for the next stage, which will see the Great Ormond Street surgeons construct her upper jaw and lip. Lena said, "I want people to stop pointing fingers at her, so she doesn't feel unhappy." Initially, it was thought that Darina suffered from debilitating nausea syndrome, but her genetic tests showed that her condition is unique and caused by spontaneous mutations, reported the Cyprus Times. A representative of Anglo Medical UK, a medical concierge service, who assisted Darina and her mother in London, said the doctors seemed to agree that Darina might be the only girl in the world who has so many disabilities and preserved her intellect. Her mother explained the problem raising Darina and struggles she has faced. "Her mouth is constantly open and all the time in blood," she said. "Only my sister supported me. All other relatives just stopped any communication with us. My brother, their children, my husband's mother, nobody wanted to accept Darina. But she said definitely, we do not hide Darina from people. We take her everywhere with us. Can you imagine? We go into the shop, see our own relatives, and they immediately go out, asking their children not to look at us." Elena said when she gave birth, the most medical staff initially refused to show her the child. "I begged them to show me my daughter," she recalled. "The nurse looked at me and asked, 'Are you ready to see it?' She is in an incubator. I went close and looked and saw this wide open mouth. I fell into darkness and lost consciousness. I was taken to intensive care, where the doctor suggested I leave the baby in the hospital, but I strongly refused. At the time, Yury, her husband, was recovering from a car crash in another hospital. His face did not change when he saw Darina, she said. He told his wife, 'She's ours, our girl. The truth is this, trouble has only brought us together.' It is so hurtful when you see a crippled and crying baby and you are unable to help. Darina was crying day and night, and I was crying too. I understood that she was in pain. Darina's never had a full diagnosis, but doctors in the UK believe she suffered from nausea syndrome, a birth condition affecting the bones and the tissues and the face. Early in pregnancy, the cheekbones, eye sockets, and jaw may not develop properly, which causes the characteristic appearance with downward sloping eyes and a small jaw. While Darina cannot speak, she says that she's shunned by potential friends as well as adults. Elena said, "I want people to stop pointing fingers at her so she doesn't feel unhappy." Darina is now old enough to understand everything. She cannot express her feelings with words, but I can see that, just like me, she's excited to see the doctor. Like any mother of a child with such a long illness history, I'm nervous of what tomorrow brings, but also I'm incredibly grateful to everyone who helped us to get this far. Darina Shpengler underwent an 11-hour surgery at the Great Ormond Street Hospital in London last week, where doctors constructed a jaw for her. The Sun reported. Doctors have been unable to diagnose the young girl, but believe she suffered from condition caused by spontaneous mutations, according to the outlet. Her disorder has affected her ability to eat and speak, as well as laugh and smile, the Sun reported. The recent surgery, however, is the first of a series of procedures that doctors say will give her a complete face. We made Darina a nice little jaw. It's in good possession, and we introduced some more skin into her neck, said Dr. David Dunway in a YouTube video after the operation. Her mother, Elena Shpengler, said the recent procedure has enabled her daughter to grin wide for the first time. "This had changed our daughter's completely, and she learned to laugh," the mom said. Earlier, it was supported from the readers that allowed Darina to be examined by surgeons in Moscow for the first time after her regional doctors and Krasnoyarsk concluded they could not help her. It was the Moscow surgeons who recommended that the world-famous craniofacial unit at Great Ormond Street Hospital in London was where she needed to be treated.